Lydia Des Dolles, MMA Connect TV, standing after a very successful Cage Legacy number 10 media day in the Good Counsel in Drimnagh with amateur champion John Byrne, five-time champion. I was going to count him there. I was like, amateur champion. How's things?
Yeah, good. Everything's going. Everything's good. Training well. Looking forward to the fight now in 2 weeks' time. So finish out the year with another big win, and that's all there is to it, really.
Who is it that it's Pat Linan that you're fighting on the first?
Yeah. Good guy. He's over in Bahrain at the moment. He was competing in the World Championships. So tough kid. Looking forward to fighting with him. Nothing but respect. He's a good guy. We're in Romania as well at the European Championships and this past June there. So he's a good guy. I'm looking forward to getting in there and mixing it up with him.
How did you find the experience going over to the championships like that?
It's good. Them turn
it's tough going, isn't it? Every day.
It is tough. I didn't get to experience that, unfortunately. But seeing the lads, seeing everybody over there and from all the other countries, just competing every day, and by the fucking fifth day they're banged up and all. But I don't know if them style of tournaments, I don't know if they suit my style, kind of, because not that I'm a bit reckless, but I go in there it's a Saturday night fight and I'm trying to fucking finish it, But it's a great experience going over there. I mean, it's just we had great crack over there in June, but it's great to see. And obviously, I just want to congratulate as well Lee Hammond as well, becoming the world champion. That's pretty cool to see. And because I was there with him 2 years ago in the European Championships when it was over in Prague, and he won 4 fights in a row. And then once he got the first one out of the way, he was just cruising and then he got to the final and he lost a split decision. But obviously I think he was robbed, and it's good to see. He had an injury last year and couldn't compete. He was ruled out of the IMAFs, and then to come back this year and win gold for Ireland and be a world champion.
Overcoming adversity, isn't that it?
Unreal, and that really motivates me, and it motivates the whole team as well. And congrats to the rest of the Irish team that were here as well. Some fantastic results.
I think this year we done the best. I think out of everything, it was a good medal haul this year.
Good medal. I think Ger Harris got gold as well. Lee Hammond, Trevor did very well.
Ryan Spillane, I think, got gold as well.
Ryan Spillane, the heavyweight champ as well now. So, but congrats to all the Team Ireland as well who went over to compete.
So obviously we're fighting on the first another title fight for you. 5 different titles. What the hell? You were saying during the press conference, for anyone that review, this is what we're saying in the press conference, for any reviewers that didn't see it, that you're coming to the end of your amateur career. So it's the first will be a big deal. It's
we had this chat a few years ago about turning pro and stuff like that. Just things get in the way or whatever, and I'll make the transition when I feel the time is right. There's still a few, but there's never. See, this is the thing. I was only talking to Peter about this a few weeks. There's never really a right time. You just fucking do it, because if you're waiting for the right time, you'll end up just waiting forever. You know what I mean? But last year, I had my mind on other things. Last year wasn't the best year for competing. I had a few tough losses and then a few other things going on. But this year's been very good. Been very active this year. End of the year now will be my 6th fight. I'm competing for my 6th title as well. So. I don't know what's going to happen after this. I want to jump into the professional ranks now next year. I think that's the time to do it.
Do you have a promotion in mind? Is there a goal where you're I definitely want to try and get on there, or is it just see what happens?
Honestly, just see what happens and take each fight as it comes. You know what I mean? And I'm happy to fucking fight anywhere. I'm doing this for the love of it. I love just testing myself. I love challenging myself, and this is the ultimate physical and mental challenge. And I love it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when the time comes. But with me, I'm very critical of myself as well. There's a few things that it's just a few things I need to clean up on. You know what I mean? There's things that I'm doing in amateur fights that I cannot do in a professional fight. Do you know what I mean? Because that'd be the difference of me getting caught in a fucking choke or getting clipped or fucking being behind on the scorecards. So it's just little things. I'm a bit overcritical of myself, but
arguably that's kind of your amateur career, that's what it's for. It's for making these mistakes, ironing out, any, issues. Because the way that MMA has gone now in the professional ranks is every fight is so important. Every fight gives you more leverage. Every loss maybe sets you back a little bit more. And you know what I mean? And it's disappointing to have to say that, but when a couple of guys, at amateur, they say, I've had 5-6 fights, I'm going to go pro. It's what's the rush? Get your experience in. So I think you made the right decision, you know what I mean?
I think so, and I think the older I'm getting as well, I'm just a lot more mature about the whole sport, and I'm just learning so much every day. And as I said up there, I'm like a sponge soaking it all in. I mean, training with all these professional guys every fucking day. I mean, it's unreal the level of coaching we get as well, and just spending time with all these top level fighters. As I said, UFC fighters, Bellator fighters. But there is no rush, and that's something I had to. I didn't realise at the time. Fucking a few years ago, I'd won 8 in a row, and I was just like. Just banging it. I wasn't thinking about it. I was just banging them out, and I was winning them all. I was like, great. Now it's a good time to turn pro. But then I went to the Euros, and I underestimated the first guy I was fighting. I underestimated him. I was like, I'll beat him anyway. I'll win the Europeans. I started getting complacent with myself and started doing things. I stopped doing things that I was doing that I felt were working for me, and I just got complacent. Sure enough, the first guy beat me. He went on to win the European Championships twice, so took the sting out of it a little. But and then.
Is it hard to, because I imagine that mindset of having those wins 8 in a row. I mean, and I remember that time where everyone was touting like, oh, John's the prospect. He's our one to kind of go to the professional ranks. He's going to be world champion. This, that, and the other thing. And then you had the losses, and you could see it in you, like just like by talking to you could see the kind of. The upset, I suppose, like that. It had kind of affected you. You know what I mean?
It definitely affected me last year as well. I mean, last year wasn't a great year for competing, but I had a few losses. Then I got back, won a few again, another couple of losses. But I've learned so much from these losses. But I'm still fucking here, and I'm gonna keep going because I will not stop. You know what I mean? But them losses they really helped me in my development, you know what I mean, and help me push to that next level now, you know what I mean. So
in terms of, obviously you're training at an SBG under John Kavanagh. When people look at SBG and they look at the level of fighters and the level of coaching experience, the whole lot that's out there, it's like there's no, it's up there,
second to none.
When it's something about the kind of mental side of things, do you approach it with your coaches in the same way that you would like a technique or asking advice on something? Like, do you go and say, look, I've had these losses or I've had these wins and I'm struggling kind of with the mental side, even with things like injury and stuff, is there that conversation that happens there as well?
Oh, there is that conversation. It's not just show up to the gym and, do your session and whatever. There's a lot of, that's what, as I said up there as well, my teammates are good friends of mine now, and we're all there for each other, and we're all there to talk. We always talk about the mental side of things, and just to have that support of a group, and even with my coach John, he's been so good to me. Always, like, anytime I need it, his door's always open, giving me great advice on the mental side of things as well. And he always says, look, I think we need to maybe adjust this or adjust that, and we need to have this way of thinking, so when we go into a fight we feel like this all the time. And he's always been there for me like that. Do you know what I mean? So I mean, if the best team and the best coach is behind me, and I can't ask for anything more than that, and I'm really, really growing from that, you know what I mean? That's even further building my confidence.
Of course. I mean, I'm definitely so excited to see you back, and I'm really excited to see you on the first as well.
I haven't gone anywhere.
You haven't gone anywhere. Well, I always say that, like, people say to me, like, oh, they'll message the page and they'll be like, Lydia, I'm fighting, and then I was like, oh, good to see you back, and they're like, I haven't gone anywhere. Like, I mean, in the context of, I haven't interviewed you in a while, but very, very quickly, what can people expect on the first?
Well, it's going to be a great show. I mean, I think there's 10 of us from fighting from SPG. Yeah. All really, really fucking talented guys that are only coming up as well. And I mean, it's going to be a show. So, yeah, there's a few of us fighting. It's going to be a great show. And from my fight, what the issue? I'm going to bring it like I always do, fight the night type shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be good. So, and I'm going to do what I always do and go in there and make them quit. So. Brilliant. It's going to be good. Fight talk. I love it. Listen, pleasure to get you back on the show again. It's been so long since I saw you. John Byrne for MMA Connect TV.